COVID 360.
Hello and welcome. You're watching COVID 360, where we bring you the highlights of the biggest COVID-19 stories and also get you news that you can use. I'm Sneha Mordani. First up, finally that much awaited test to check if you are COVID positive, and you can now do that at home. Here is a report on the Indian Council of Medical Research approving a home testing kit, something that you will be soon be able to buy from a chemist. Take a look at this report.
Now you can take a test for COVID-19 at home. The ICMR has approved a self-test rapid antigen kit, the first in India. Covishelf COVID-19 OTC antigen LF device is the first one to be validated by ICMR Labs. It is manufactured by MyLab Discovery Solutions Limited. India's top medical research body has given detailed guidelines for using the kit. This is a mobile app-based home testing kit, only advised for those who show symptoms of the coronavirus infection or those who are close contacts of lab-tested positive cases. ICMR warns against indiscriminate testing. All rapid antigen test negatives must go for RT-PCR if symptoms persist. All positives must consider themselves infected and take appropriate treatment.
The most important content is this manual. You start with this. It has got a very good pictorial description of how to use the kit in a very simple way. After washing your hands with soap and water and making them dry, you have to first remove the buffer tube. This is called the buffer tube. And you have to tap it a couple of times. And after doing that, you have to remove this cap. After removing the cap, you have to take this nasal swab and use the bottom end of the nasal swab and break it. And then you're ready to use the swab and buffer for the test. After using that, you can, you have to insert it 3 to 4 centimeters in both the nostrils and rotate it 5 times in each nostril. After doing that, you have to put this swab in the buffer tube, press it, and move it 10 times. Once you've done that, there's a breakage point, and you have to break the swab so that there's no contamination, and seal it with the dropper that is attached to the buffer tube. After doing that, there's a testing cassette in this pouch, which you should have removed before the test. You have to take 2 drops of this in this well, and exactly 2 drops in this well. After you put 2 drops, you have to take a QR code of this cassette, and your test will start. Once
you need to have a smartphone with you.
Any Android or any Apple, any smartphone that's available, even a basic smartphone you can use for this.
But there are also some challenges. For an accurate test, a patient must swab deep in the back of the nose or throat where the virus is most active. A swab that's done shallowly could give negative results. People getting a test result at home may also react in unexpected ways compared with how they might handle the news when it comes from a doctor or a lab.
To use a home-based test kit for COVID-19, timing is key. Test at the right time will help you detect if you're COVID positive. An early test can give you a false negative and you could still infect others around you. Questions regarding the disposal of the biosafety hazard material as well as the infection material that will be generated in this are still not answered by the government. But could home-based testing kits be the solution to India's testing problem if people don't report that they have tested positive for COVID-19? With Pankaj Khelkar in Pune, in New Delhi, Milan Sharma for India Today.
My colleague Pankaj Khelkar gets us this report on how this test kit can be used.
Once you've downloaded the app, you're ready for the test, using the test kit. After washing your hands with soap and water and making them dry, you have to first remove the buffer tube. This is called the buffer tube. And you have to tap it a couple of times. And after doing that, you have to remove this cap. After removing the cap, you have to take this nasal swab and use the bottom end of the nasal swab and break it. And then you're ready to use the swab and buffer for the test. After using that, you can, you have to insert it 3 to 4 centimeters in both the nostrils and rotate it 5 times in each nostril. After doing that, you have to put this swab in the buffer tube, press it, and move it 10 times. Once you've done that, there's a breakage point, and you have to break the swab so that there's no contamination, and seal it with the dropper that is attached to the buffer tube. After doing that, there's a testing cassette in this pouch, which you should have removed before the test. You have to take 2 drops of this in this well, and exactly 2 drops in this well. After you put 2 drops, you have to take a QR code of this cassette, and your test will start. Once
You need to have a smartphone with you.
any Android or any Apple, any smartphone that's available, even a basic smartphone you can use for this.
Profile is recorded with some government agency.
Yes, all the data goes to ICMR basically. Once you put 2 drops in this, the buffer starts acting. There's a C line and there's a T line. If the C line appears, that means the test has been conducted validly. After 5 to 7 minutes, if you're a positive patient, there'll be a T line. 2 lines, C and T, indicates that you're positive. There's a 15 minutes alarm in our app itself, and it'll play after 15 minutes are over. And if you get only a C line and no T line, that means you're negative. You have to take a picture of the test result in the application itself, and it is uploaded to the ICMR website, and you will get your positive or negative certificate on your mobile app itself.
That will be certified by
ICMR. And if it is just a T line or no line, that means it's an invalid test. The test has not been conducted properly. The most important part of this process is this biohazard bag. Every kit will contain this biohazard bag, in which you have to then put the contents of the test, the cassette, the buffer tube, the cap, the swab, and the plastics, seal it and dispose it, so that you have a safe disposal without a risk of contamination.
And what will be the cost of this kit?
The cost of this kit will be 250 rupees inclusive of GST.
And what about the availability, and how soon will it be in the market?
We've already created an all-India distribution network. Within 7 days, the kits will reach our distributors, and they will start placing in pharmacies across India.
Pune-based MyLab Discovery Solutions will launch India's first self-use rapid antigen test kit for COVID-19, and that's going to be in the market soon. I spoke to its MD, Hasmukh Rawal, earlier. Listen in. The MD of MyLab Discovery Solutions, Hasmukh Rawal, is now joining us. Thank you for your time. Congratulations. The Indian Council of Medical Research has finally given an approval. This approval, in fact, came through earlier also. But just to tell us, how will this testing kit really work?
Hi, thank you for the opportunity. The COVID self-test kit is made very simple, where even a layman, even a farmer at the comfort of his home will be able to perform the test on himself or children below age 18, and will be able to report themselves to the government portal. So as and when the emergency is needed, they will have the test reports handy with them in case of emergency.
But there's a question mark on the availability of these test kits. How is it going to be available? When is it going to be in the market? And most importantly, how much is it going to cost?
So definitely we have learned our lesson as well. We have been first company to receive approval for RT-PCR test. We have been first to launch antigen test, which is point of care. And we have launched many products. We could know that the demand surges exponentially. This time we have made very sure that we are building the capacities all over last 1 year. We have been working on this product for last 5 to 6 months, and we are going to produce 70 lakh tests per week from coming week, and we are preparing to double the production capacity in next 15 days.
And which are the other companies that will be manufacturing this testing kit? Is it just going to be you?
Right now, MyLab's Covishield product is only approved product. It qualifies the criteria for home-based testing. The importance is making it simpler. It has to be able to contain the virus, as well as should not have any biohazard issue. It should be very easy to perform. It should have software connectivity to upload and get the reports. So there are many features of this. The companies which will qualify along with the criteria of accuracies will be able to perform, give such solution.
So what you're telling us is that in just a few days from now, we will find these testing kits. So they will be available in a medical shop like any other medical product?
Yes, it will be available over the counter pharmacies, as well as it will be also available through our online pharmacy distribution chains.
What is going to be the cost of this testing kit? And just tell us, how is it going to be used, sir?
So the testing kit will be charged around 250, cost around 250 rupees, including all taxes, to all the users. It would come in a pack of 1 test per user, and the user can take as per their comfort. It will only have 3 testing components. One is a swab, which is we call safe swab. Instead of the whole deep nasopharyngeal swab, which you need in current healthcare workers or hospitals for RT-PCR or point of care test, you just need to take a nasal swab, which is around 2 to 4 centimeter inside your nostril, and taking 5 rotation of swab in each of your nostrils. So it is very easy to take it. Anybody can do it at their comfort without much discomfort around it. It will have a tube in which you have to dip the swab, mix it and break it, so that the swab contains inside the lysis buffer any harmful pathogen apart from COVID. So if any present, it will be lysed by the solution inside the tube, which again converts into dropper, and there is a card on which you add the drops and record your result along with the mobile app. We also give a biohazard bag in which you can keep the contents and throw it as per the local time.
So what you're saying is that if I feel that I'm a patient of COVID, I can do it myself. There is no requirement for a second person to do it for me, essentially.
Sure, you will be able to do it yourself. It is that easy.
You know, if I'm doing it myself, there is a possibility that I may not be able to do it right, and then there is a risk of me going uncounted, being missed as a COVID-19 patient. You do realize that there could be a problem on that front, isn't it?
Definitely. That is why reading the instruction well before you start the practice is very, very important. What we are doing is we are giving a IFU in multiple languages. In English and Hindi, it will be available with the kit in hard copy. In soft copies with different languages, you will be able to download. We have demonstration videos. Each step very precisely done would be available at through multiple mediums. There will be trainings which a pharmacist can give when you are procuring the kit from the pharmacies. So yes, you will have to go through the steps. Now what we have done is we have made it very easy, very simple, very safe, but still you'll have to follow the procedure. Even on the app, there is a walkthrough process where you will be able to go through each process very clearly, very visibly. There are clear processes, and then able to do it. That's why we are making it very simple.
Right. How big an innovation do you see this is, given the fact that right now testing is a big challenge in the country? Even if you're booking for tests, for home collection of samples, there is a problem on that front logistically. Also, going to a lab is out of question for many people for these tests.
So beauty is in simplicity. What we believe at MyLab is, if anything is very important but complex, we have to make it simple for the masses. And that's what we have been doing for the years. And if you see this is also done very simple. The test will be available at any local pharmacy store. You can just take it. You don't need to go and expose yourself. You don't need to give the burden on the current healthcare capacities. They can focus more and more on therapy approach or the treatment approach.
Okay.
So the burden on the healthcare will also be reduced when you do it yourself.
Thank you, Mr. Raval, for connecting with us. Thank you, sir.
Sure.
If you're having it tough to deal with complications arising out of COVID-19, the complications, remember, are multifold for diabetic COVID patients in India. I spoke to experts who say that diabetics are at a bigger risk of severe disease, and India, by virtue of having the maximum number of diabetic patients in the world, is most vulnerable. 77 million Indians are diabetic. India is the diabetes capital of the world, and when it comes to severe infection, diabetics are feeling the heat.
What we have seen so far is diabetes do have a compromised innate immunity, which results in delayed complement fixation and altered phagocytosis. So diabetics need to be a little bit extra cautious in terms of getting about or moving about in the COVID pandemic, and need to exercise all restraints and precautions to prevent the infection of COVID from coming in the first place.
Poor glucose levels compromise insulin production and suppress immunity. Diabetes make it harder for nutrients to be harnessed, leads to poor blood flow, and the virus can easily invade lungs. High blood sugar aids this. Poor blood glucose levels can help the virus attack the pancreas and make diabetes worse. Diabetics must look out for skin rashes because they are more prone to skin infections. There is slow healing from these wounds. The most commonly talked about infection now that diabetics are getting even after recovery from COVID-19 is mucormycosis or black fungus.
It is mucormycosis, which is a so-called black fungus, which is the most damaging because it can start from the nose and sinuses, goes up to the eye and in the brain. Once it occurs, then there is a high chances of fatality. So be careful. Talk to your physician. How soon can we decrease the steroid and stop the steroid, and how best we should control blood sugar using drugs and insulin.
Well, doctors say it is advisable to get protection soon. So get the vaccine as soon as you can if you are diabetic. Maintain a healthy weight and keep your sugar under control. Manage diabetes well to prevent getting severe COVID infection. In New Delhi, Sriha Mordani for India Today. Well, guidelines for early detection and prevention of orbital mucormycosis has been issued by the Indian Council of Medical Research. I explain what needs to be done to identify patients who are high risk and what should the caregiver essentially look out for. Well, here is the advice to the patient and caregiver for early detection of mucormycosis. Be alert if abnormal black discharge or crust of blood from nose is seen. Nasal blockage is reported. Headache or eye pain is being seen, or swelling around the eyes, double vision, redness of eye, loss of vision, difficulty in closing the eye, inability to open the eye, prominence of eye, facial numbness or tingling sensation, difficulty in chewing or opening of mouth is being seen. There should be regular self-examination, a full face examination in daylight for facial swelling, especially around the nose, cheek and around the eye, or black discoloration, hardening and pain on touch, or loosening of teeth, black areas and swelling inside the mouth, palate, teeth or nose, which is oral and nasal examination using torchlight as far as possible as you can see. If you sense something is amiss, then ensure immediate consultation with the ENT doctor or treating doctor in case of any abnormal findings. Regular treatment and follow-ups as advised, and strict control and monitoring of blood sugar in diabetics must be done. Regular medications and follow-up for other comorbidities. No self-medications with steroids or antibiotics or antifungal drugs. MRI CT with contrast. Paranasal sinuses in orbit if needed, on doctor's advice only. Well, the government has now allowed lactating women to take a shot against COVID-19, but pregnant women have still not been allowed. I explain why it is important to inoculate pregnant women as well. The government of India has allowed lactating women to take a shot against COVID-19. The World Health Organization says that lactating women can take a shot against COVID-19. The WHO has recommended that breastfeeding women can be vaccinated and can continue breastfeeding after vaccination. Currently, there is no data on the safety of the vaccines in breastfeeding women or on the effects of the mRNA vaccines on breastfed infant or milk production or excretion. However, early studies have demonstrated that secretion of antibodies in breast milk can protect the breastfed baby. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention, which is the CDC USA, has said that COVID-19 vaccines are non-replicating vaccines. They can produce immune responses but do not reproduce inside host cells. But pregnant women as far as India is concerned, are still not allowed the vaccine. Pregnant women make up 5% of India's total population. Soumya Swaminathan, chief scientist at the World Health Organization, has said that globally it has been observed that pregnant women are at a higher risk of complications and that of premature birth because they already have a low respiratory reserve, and therefore vaccinating them is perhaps the best option available. A recent study published in the American Journal of Obstetrics and Gynecology has revealed that vaccine-induced immune responses were significantly greater than the response to natural infection, and immune transfer to neonates occurred via placenta and breast milk. The American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists have also recommended that COVID-19 vaccine should not be withheld from pregnant or breastfeeding individuals. The vaccine is not a live virus vaccine. The mRNA present in the vaccine degrades quickly and can't interfere with cell functions. Pregnant women may receive the vaccine if they are at high risk of exposure to COVID-19 virus or very likely to be in contact with people with COVID-19. The vaccines currently being used in India are not recommended by the Indian health authorities for pregnant women. Trials have not been done in India for pregnant women, and that's one of the reasons why the government has said there is no data to show that this vaccine is safe as far as administering them on pregnant women is concerned. There are recommendations from the National Technical Advisory Group on Immunization, which is a technical group on immunization, which says that pregnant women should get the choice of using the shot against COVID-19, of getting the shot against COVID-19. But the government of India has not allowed vaccinations in pregnant women just yet. I could pack in today's edition of COVID 360. Until next time, stay safe, be well.